my ancestors, just going over some history, going over some stuff, talking about all the pain that I took. Look, I got a kitten. I got a blue kitten. I named it Blue. A boy kitten named Blue. It was somebody named Blue in my energy. Now I got a boy kitten named Blue. But anyway, they were like, y'all notice this bird right here. I want y'all, cause y'all watching me, right? That bird be out here every morning with me, every day. If it ain't on this line, it's on that line over here. You gotta notice nature, now. God everywhere. God, that's God looking over me, watching over me. But anyway, they going over, they talking about guns, gloves, workers, destroyed my possible lovers. Somebody named Tristan. I know a Tristan. He just like the other dude. Imitations of me. Y'all wish y'all were me. You could never be me. Not in your best days. You couldn't be me on my worst day in your best day. You just didn't go through it. Same thing y'all uncle be saying about, trying to lie about me about. He really be talking about y'all. He know I was out there. Ain't that right, boy? You know who I'm talking to. But anyway, you just be wanting, you trying to help your little cousin, nephew. Listen, y'all, stay out of my energies. Let me show you what really would have happened. You got in my energy, you found all the good loving in my energy. You found good friends, you found possibilities, you found opportunities in my energy. You found good plugs in my energy. And you destroyed everything in my energy. Just like you destroyed that same thing in your own energy. Now, if you would have got into my energy and let me handle my energy, with you being kin to me, and not my enemy, you could have embraced that energy along with your kinfolks and their energy. And then they plugs, his plugs that he know, his lovers that he know, his friends that he know, would have introduced you to their friends and their lovers that they know. Everybody could have had fun instead of y'all imitating me in my energy. I was just talking to a guy a while ago. We was talking about how critical the situation is when it comes to this game y'all got, my people got going on. When it comes to this sex game y'all got going on. It's wrapping up now. But I told guy, once a true flame twin actually get with their lover and not sacrifice them, but actually get with their lover, all that's gonna stop. Just like in every other nationality. See, a lot of people claiming they with their twins and their twin flame. You probably ain't with no twin flame. If you were with a twin or twin flame, you'll be bragging. You'll be bragging on the relationship. You wouldn't have to brag on the relationship. Everybody can see how great the relationship is. See, it's science when you got a real twin or a real twin flame. Some of y'all don't even know the direction to get to God. So you can't know the direction to get to your twin, the twin flame. Because that's God's game. That's God's game. Soulmate, twin flames. That's why just my people, really. I mean, yeah, the other nationalities is intertwined. They entertain your game because it's a game that make change. They can make money off of playing your game. But they truthfully not interested in your games because they know how to find the lover. They know who to marry to. And they know how to build once they get married to their lover. See, when you get married to lust, when you get in bed with lust and try to marry lust, you can't build with lust. You can collect bills with lust. You can manifest bills with lust, but you can't build with lust. You can only build bad karma with lust. You can only build debt with lust. You can only build misery with lust. You cannot build opportunity, love, and a good life with lust. You can get a temporary fix with lust, but you can't get a good life with lust. And let me tell you about a temporary fix. If you stay in a temporary fix too long, you're going to feel too old and too broken down to want to have to start over and actually go on the right proper mission and find love instead of lust. Talking to my people. Why you gonna call us out? Because we are the ones that's overpopulated when it comes down to broken relationship, broken homes, kids by different people. It's so many distractions when it comes into relationships. Obviously, we don't know who love is. We ain't got a clue on who love is. If we know who love is, we wouldn't have so much distortion in relationships. I'm talking to my people. You see the trees blow when I say that like that? When I put that bass in it, you see them trees blow like that? I'm talking to my people. The only thing I've been noticing, what I want to ask my people is this. Why do y'all got, why do y'all got these things set up? Well, that's probably Satan, never mind. But Satan, listen to me, Satan, I noticed that you got these events, you got these experiments set up around twins and twin flames so that twins and twin flames can't come together. And I noticed everybody participate in it. And I noticed it's mainly with my people. What I don't understand is how so many of my people are supporting you. You know what you gotta do to support something like that? You gotta witness love. You gotta notice love. And you gotta make sure that love don't get to love. You mean to tell me you gonna fund an organization? You mean to tell me you supposed to be real individual? You a parent. You go tell your kids how to be real individual and what they should and shouldn't do, but you don't practice what you preach. You make sure that you got a business put together to make sure that a lover can't get with a lover. You making big money to make sure a lover can't get with a lover. That's energy. So that means when you take it, you do unto others, you want done to yourself. You are spreading no love. Not to just yourself, but to everybody else. We got a business, black people, we got a business to make sure lovers can't get with lovers. I'm talking to my people. Show me that you real. Prove that you real and make sure that a lover get to their lover. Fight to make sure that a lover get to their lover. Tell Satan that you gonna make sure that a lover get to their lover instead of helping Satan to make sure a lover don't get to their lover. Otherwise, you are not real. But like I said, they talking about my history. They talking about my past. So it's not bothering me. But a lot of angels got corrupted. We all know what gloves is. It said the Guns Group gloves. Gloves, y'all, 43 years ago, it wasn't but 1 to 2 gloves. Now they're saying it's gloves. That many angels done happily turned into whores. First and foremost, how can you even get addicted to what human nature is? That's low vibration of yourself. That's low vibration within itself. How could you be an angel? The astro said this. I didn't say this. Human being didn't come and tell me this. A higher up didn't come and tell me this. The astro told me this. They said we surrounded by gloves. Are you proud to be a glove? You ain't, I'm gonna tell you, if you're an angel, I'm gonna show you an angel. I'm gonna tell you what an angel, I'm gonna show you how much I know my angels. You can care less of who you ain't interested in sex like that. You ain't even interested in the drug like that. And I can guarantee you and bet that you don't even really participate, even though you part of that and you indulge in that, and that's what you think you need to be in. You don't even really indulge in that like you really think you be indulging in that. You actually do that in moderation. The only reason why you in that because you feel like you look cool doing that because you ain't as hooked on it as the rest of them, even though you hooked on that. That's how you know you're an angel. So you can walk away from that. That's what I learned about myself. That's how I knew I was an angel. I knew I could walk away from that sex. I was a nympho, I know. I knew I could walk away from sex like that. I knew I could walk away from that drug. I knew I could better myself. I knew I wasn't hooked on that drug. I knew I wasn't a prisoner of sex and drugs and money. I knew I could make myself a better self. I knew something was different about me. I accepted the angelic of me. I walk in the angelic of me. I walk with God. My people, you got a business set up to make sure a lover don't get with a lover. And you out here preaching to the choir. You out here preaching to your kids. You out here preaching to your friends how we should do better, how we should unify. Well, how can we unify? Why you contradicting yourself? How can we unify when you are funding a business to make sure black lovers don't get with black lovers? And let me show you what else you do. Let me show you what else you do. You hate on each other. You go and tell them why they shouldn't get with the lover. When they done broke all the boundaries. When they done finally got to a point where they can finally reach their lover. When they meet somebody that they feel like their lover might really could consult with, could really be friends with, can really might, that person whisper to them people, yeah, this person ain't all that. You start hating this shit. But then you the same person that's complaining and talking about that black people can't unify. Always sleeping with each other's women. How you gonna support the nature, but then don't wanna support the nature? You promote the nature. You promotes the nature. We have black people. We have a business to make sure lovers. We got a business. Let me tell you about this business. It's a business full of witches and warlocks. Witches and warlocks know who twins and twin flames is. Witches and warlocks know who twin flames and soulmates is. Witches and warlocks is conduits. Used to be conduit. Used to be angels. They fallen angels. Now they witches and warlocks. They gift, one of their main gifts they make money in is telling people who a twin and who a twin flame is. So they got a corporation. They put a business together and put a building in it. They got a corporation and player hating on twins and twin flames on their own people. That's guaranteeing that my people don't get a lover. That's guaranteeing we'll never get a lover. That's guaranteeing we'll never grow with each other. That's guaranteeing we'll never be unity with one another. I don't preach, I teach. It's hard to be real though, ain't it? You scared to be real because you got to face that person that pays your bills. You scared to be real because you got to face them friends that you've been with your whole life for years, but they never was your friends. They were just programmed, making sure you never be real. Now, this is just the past. I ain't worried about it, but I'm just observing it. I can't believe the audacity of my mouth. I don't want to ever hear you. I don't want to ever hear my people fish their mouth. I don't want to ever see you fish your mouth and say, we'll never get together. Unify, we'll never unify. You right, we'll never unify. You absolutely right, and you know you right. And let me tell you how you know we right, because you are over there funding the businesses and the corporation to make sure that black lovers never get with a black lover. You know about the corporation. You know who owned the corporation. You work for the people who own the corporation. Now,